Should probably pull that up in a little sidebar just so I can.
And we're live.
All right. Anything you want to preamble with there, Chuck?
Merry Christmas, you fucking nerds.
Yeah. If you're watching us today on Christmas Day, then you are nerds, but that's okay. You're part of the tribe. There we are.
One of us.
You're in good company.
So our very special Christmas game, which has no Christmas influences on it, we're playing some 4 Coin and Blood 2nd edition. It is a wonderful OSR style, old school Dungeons and Dragons esque game by Alan Barr and Gallant Knight Games. Go check it out on drive-through. But tonight we are gonna play through an adventure, which we may or may not finish. It's out of an old Dragon magazine. But the idea is we'll come back to this game as we've got space in the schedules to do so. So they were pre-gen characters. Chuck, who did you end up taking? And what did you name them?
I took the cut purse, and I've named him Lucius.
All right.
I'm just going to steal and stab. That's what I got.
That's what you do. This is what you
Mm-hmm.
do. All right. Well, going down, already has his name on the screen as Sir Cromwell. Who did you take?
I'm going to be playing the knight. I'm a very upright and noble knight. I'll be doing exactly what I should be doing.
I did have in mind for the knight as an NPC that he is unlanded and does not serve any particular royalty. So you're a knight in name indeed, but not by service. All right. John, what'd you pick and what did you name them?
I picked the priest, and I named him Alistair Crow, which is probably a far more badass name than he deserves.
Yes. And for Coin and Blood, there's a good odds that the cleric or priest is not actually capable of casting priestly spells. They just might be con men. In this case, you are, but that doesn't mean you're not a con man. We'll see how that goes. And rounding off our party, we'll say, because he's certainly not last in our hearts, is Daniel. What did you choose, Daniel?
Hey, everybody. I'm playing our Magus named Mango.
Mango the Magus. All right. So let's just get into it. This module is called the Ghost of Mistmoor out of Dragon Magazine number 29, or Dungeon Magazine number 29. Okay, so for a couple of weeks, you've been scouring the heath just south of Port Corbu, the large port city in the area. But at this point, you're convinced that the rumors of a young black dragon lair in the area is just that, rumors. And it's a shame, because if its hoard had been but a fraction of what it was said to be, you wouldn't be in the dire financial straits that you are in now. The rain's been constant, a companion in this dismal land. It's slowed, about a half-hearted drizzle now. You're weary, muddied, and you desire nothing so much as a long hot bath. You arrive at the lonely village of Mistmoor, the closest thing to civilization for some days' travel, just as the sun takes on the first red tinge of dusk. The town's silent. There's a single empty street. The only reassurance you have that the village hasn't been deserted is a warm light that spills from the windows of the inn and the faint chatter that accompanies it. As you approach the inn, the door swings wide. A tall, dusky warrior steps out, striding purposely towards the stable. The inn door starts to swing closed, then suddenly slams back open as a smaller, well-dressed young man rushes out after the first. "Giles, you can't do this!" he shouts, in a state somewhere between rage and hysteria. The other man turns slowly and fixes him with a stony glare. "I'm only the messenger, Lord Blaine. You have to take it up with the Duke." "I've never asked for take it up with the Duke. It's about his daughter, isn't it? She never told me who she was, I swear." With this, the warrior turns his back, strides toward the stables, ignoring the younger man, who runs after him, still babbling hysterically. And we open.
Sounds like somebody made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, men that make mistakes and have money are often great friends to have.
I'm good with that.
I think we should go console this poor man.
Yeah. Hey, kid. Get your ass
With
over
that,
here.
the large warrior astride his steed goes off into the night with the young man half-heartedly running behind, shouting as he turns to hear your query. Yes. The inn has lodging still, if that's what you need. There's roast boar on the hearth. If you've got coin, we can accommodate you.
No, I mean, yeah, we're gonna need all that, but
Yeah, but what's all this?
Yeah, you friend sounds like you got some needs, and we got capability.
What's your characters? Do you got a charisma adjustment at all?
I do. I have a 1.
Oh, a positive 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's kind of you to notice. Hello. I'm the Viscount here, Blaine, and I'm afraid that I've inherited the wealth of my family. Unfortunately, I've also inherited my family's taxes. Yes. That is our monarch's taxman telling me that the balance is due. Normally, such things would be given a bit of leeway, but I'm afraid perhaps I trysted with the wrong woman at the last foray.
And she robbed you?
Well, her father is about to.
I see.
That sucks.
Yes, I've inherited a bit of land in the old castle grounds, which, I had prayed that there would be enough value there that it would pay the taxes, and certainly it will. But we had a small problem. I'm sorry. You don't need to hear my problems. Please come in out of the rain. Please.
Yes. And do go on, child. I will listen to your story eagerly.
I'm sorry. Do you have a dental issue, young man?
Young?
Okay. I'm sorry. The rain was a bit obscuring. You're an old man.
He sounds about the same in the rain or out of the rain.
Fair enough. Come in.
Don't watch him eat oatmeal. It's terrifying.
For your kindness, simply asking about my problems. Please, the first round is on me. Have a seat. Get yourself warm by the fire. We've only a few guests today.
I won't turn down a free fire.
Neither will I.
Yep. So the inn's well appointed. You see a coat of arms on the wall. It looks like there's a few family portraits about. The young man that you're talking to has a passing resemblance to many of the portraits there. After a bit, he serves you himself as he comes by with a round of, this is our season's best.
Nice.
Brewed with just a little bit of the apples from the last bit of the vintage. Here, please. The first round's on me, and perhaps some slices from the boar. Yes?
Well, I'm not going to say no to that.
I mean, you say yes like it's a question.
Of course. Allow me. He goes off, comes back with a tray of just very lightly roasted boar.
So let me get this straight as I'm stuffing myself with some pig. You owe taxes on an inheritance, and you were fooling around with someone's daughter, and they didn't take kindly to it. So now they're going to rake you over the coals for those owed taxes. Is that?
Yes, that is correct. It was thought that the inheritance, in theory, would cover all debts. But there was a bit of a problem in securing the fortunes from the family. If you wish for a bit of a tale, may I sit?
Go for it. I mean, you gave me beer. You gave me boar. I mean, you're more than welcome to my fucking ear for a little while.
You avail yourself of our ears.
Yeah, beer's boring. Go ahead and lay it on us.
Well, my family, the Mistmoors, have some 200 years of our family living in this valley. We had a castle, a grounds, until some tragedy struck. It's all shrouded in mystery, I'm afraid. Something about one of the then Viscount's daughter having gone insane and murdered most of the family. Legends. I was so sure, but we went to the family manse. It had been deserted and left for many years. A new home was built here in town. So that part of the family's legacy has been left for so long, but I inherited that property just this week. We went to see what valuables might have been left there. Amazingly, the place was still very much intact. It looked like some bands of scoundrels might have attempted to enter and steal and make away with perhaps some of the silverware and artwork, but amazingly little touched. But as we entered the foray, our horses were terribly spooked by something and they ran. We were left there without our mounts. And as we explored the castle, my men, they found markings in blood scrawled fresh, saying that whatever inhabited the house should not rest ere all their kin rests with them. I thought it was just a lark. Perhaps some children had made their way in, but as we turned back to the door we just entered, fresh blood dripped from it, saying, "Soon, dear cousin, I come for you." Oh, I can say it put a bit of fright into me, even though we're much sterner men than that, myself and my men-at-arms. And we continued to press through the manor until we were attacked by dark, evil shadows. Not just trickery of shadows and light. They had substance. He turns his neck, he moves his hair. You see like rake lines on his neck. One of my men were killed, slaughtered on the spot. Barely made it out ourselves and were forced to walk the 10 miles back here to town.
Bunch of weirdos and sheets.
The restless dead, child. You are lucky to have escaped.
We were indeed. I thought our family history is not but legend, that there were other reasons the old family domicile had been left so many years ago, but it still stands, and it appears that my past family sleeps not so well.
Yes, your dad sleep on quietly.
Indeed. So the wealth that's purported to be there is unfortunately unable to be attained, at least by myself and my men. We are a small village. I'm a viscount of this area, but a small area it is, not full of fighting men. You seem to be very, at least some of you, strapping, strong men that have seen some battles.
Yes, of course. And, however meager it might be that we find it there, it seems the sort of thing we could suss out.
Yeah.
Yes, I would be much appreciated, but unfortunately, you now understand the problem I have. My fortunes are a bit strained with taxes coming up. The attempt alone would be worth something to me, say 2,000 silver split between you all. Silver is the overriding currency of the game. Gold is very few and far between, the thing of nobles. But I could expense 2,000 from the proceeds of the bar if you're willing just to make the attempt. Of course, any small things you find there, granted, it's not a heraldic part of my ancestry, you're welcome to have if you can rid the place of whatever inhabits it, so that we can go and find the vaults my ancestors left behind.
Throw in a hot bath another round here. That sounds delightful.
But certainly, if you're willing to take this up on my behalf, please make yourself free of our bar and we'll arrange rooms for you. I must insist, though, that if you wish to make this attempt, it must be done at first light. The tax man will not wait long.
All right.
Seems fair.
All right, yeah. And with that, he goes and tells the serving folks to just give you whatever you want. And
awesome.
Rooms for the night.
It's wonderful.
I do hate to shrug away a man's hospitality. I tend to make the best of this.
I agree with you wholeheartly. I mean, is he still here?
No, he's gone. He has staff.
Free meat, free beer, low effort.
I mean, we go check it out. If we can help him, we help him. We get paid. We steal the shit out of everything while we're there. And if we check it out and it's, too sketchy, we still He owes us $2,000.
So get paid.
Yes, and of course, his expectation is meager. Let's remember that.
So I mean, at minimum we get paid. At maximum we rob him and get paid.
Or if we find this huge treasure hoard he's talking about, we just take that too.
Like I said, we rob him and get paid.
I like it. Get some more of that boar and some more beer, and we'll be set.
Yeah. So that's what happens. You pass the night away. His beer is quite tasty. The boar, several are going. The meat lasts all night, and you're given rooms at the end of the night. Hot bath is in fact available.
Mm-hmm.
Checking all the boxes.
I like this guy.
Maybe we need to buy this bar with his wealth from him.
That's it. We steal all his money.
We go pay the taxes.
No. We wait for the tax man to show up and shut him down and take everything.
And we buy it on closure.
And then we buy it on closure. Super cheap.
The question is, would the taxman be taking it for the Baron or for himself?
I imagine he'd take it for money.
I mean, he'll take it for the Baron. The tax man doesn't keep that shit. He works for the Baron. And then we just buy it from the Baron.
But would the Baron want to sell it at a reasonable price? Desperate men often go for lower coin.
Yeah, this guy isn't going to sell us his bar out from underneath him.
Not when he owes money on it too, because then we'd be buying his debt.
Yeah.
Oh, you get the impression that the taxes he owes is because of his new inheritance. So like he already owned the bar. That's not being taxed. It's just the new stuff he just got.
Okay. Oh, that's too bad.
Either way,
we get a free meal, free beer, free bath, and we get paid.
Yeah.
Yes, and my jumblies do need a good wash out.
I don't know what that is, but you scrub the hell out of it.
all I'm hearing is that I need to be in the bath before you.
Yeah.
That would be wise. The wee little beasties do tend to jump off in water.
Yeah, it's a public bath, so there's several tubs set up. They're not private to the rooms, but you are given private rooms.
Take that one in the corner. That's all you.
Maybe we can take that to a different place.
Is there anything that you want to do before morning?
I'll try and make a few coin. I've got occupation street performer.
Oh, you wanna perform?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which case, make me a D6 roll. You've got that as an occupation, actually. So do that with a D8. We will upgrade your die. Most skill checks are made with the D6, but if you have an occupation skill, you upgrade to a D8. So on the character sheet, if you see the dice on the side there, you can just put a 1 in the D8 and roll it.
That's what I did. And I got a 1.
The crowd. Okay, go ahead.
I got a 1.
You got a 1. That's not good. Yeah, 1's about the worst you can do.
I've had a lot of beer and pig. So.
Yeah, exactly. People actually pay you a few coppers if you will just remain silent for the rest of the night.
Hey, money's money. Okay.
Hey, if you can't be the best, you can certainly be the worst.
Right.
Yeah. So this is a very small town, but it's also the only place of civilization for a while.
Is it sufficiently small that very few of the people would know how to read?
Locals likely, but the people that are in the bar are travelers.
So if, depending upon how many of them, I can offer my services as both a priest and a bookbinder, as a literate person and a letter writer. Make a few coins that way.
Just roll me a D6. We'll see what the availability is. So on your character sheet, there's a grayish button towards the top that says skill check.
Oh goodness.
No. Oh no.
Oh my. Yeah, we're just...
Wow. Our luck is... I just want to make sure that this is not... Okay, that isn't a bug in Roll20. That is just our luck. Well, this tells us that Dan's going to roll well tonight.
Maybe. We'll see.
If Dan rolls poorly, it just means that everyone's luck is shit. But if Dan rolls well, at least we might not die immediately.
Okay, so yeah, you're. It looks like the people in here tonight are just for merchants traveling from one city to another, and this is a good stop-off point. And they're tired; they haven't made much money on their last trip, and they just push you off. Just, we're not interested. Peddle your wares elsewhere, old man.
I'm guessing that the degree of smell and lice and you name it is probably turning anyone who'd actually want a letter written away.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 strikeouts. Anything
when you
else
lean over
going
and
on?
add seasoning to their food,
No? How about
No.
you, Sir Knight? Anything you wish to do?
No, I think I'm just going to fill myself as much as I can, get a clean bath, and
Yeah.
just kind of stretch these weary old bones for a little bit.
Okay, very good. Early the next morning, there's just a very soft knocks on your door as the bar servants let you know that the Viscount is waiting below at your convenience.
Outstanding. Let's get going.
Let's make like a tree.
Yeah. He is heartened to see that you are ready to go on his quest. And you all have horses. As to that, he says, well, the take for the last few days in the bar, I certainly can give you 1,000 silver coins to begin your task, further 1,000 when you return. Would that be sufficient?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he throws over a few pouches lined with silver, so you guys have 1,000 silver. If there is anything you wish to purchase before town that you might need, go ahead. Let's say meet back here in an hour, and I'll take you to the estate. It is some 10 miles away. It will take a few hours to get there.
That's 1,000 silver each, or 1,000?
No. That's split between you all.
All right.
You'll notice that you guys have very little in the way of belongings and equipment. That is intentional.
I had to ask. You never know.
I wonder there, Alistair, is there any proof in the pudding, so to speak, of using salt in situations like this?
There is a thing for you, Mr. Magus. You have a lore skill. If you look on your sheet.
I'm the priest.
No, this is for the Magus specifically.
That'd be me then.
Yeah. So you have an ability called Forsaken Lore. It's a difficulty 5, so you just roll your skill check, but you add 2 to it.
Okay. So 1d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm. And you're looking for a 5 or better.
Oh no.
We continue the string of ones.
Another one.
Now the priest might know something about the laying down of spirits that might be useful. Now you don't get that bonus though, but you can make a skill check, a d6. You need a 5 or a 6.
You can do it.
Here's it goes. Nope.
Yeah. Now you can lie to the man, but you really don't know for sure.
I bind books and, well, to be honest, my experience with the unquiet dead usually, it's letting someone else deal with it while I sit back and make sure they don't die. So with the occasional added bonk, he gestures at his mace. So, no, I don't know.
So with the general competence you're seeing in the party now, the Black Dragon probably is out there in the countryside. He was just like pacing you the entire time behind you, and you never saw him.
Ooh.
He's probably got like 2 sticks with some leaves on him. He's right outside camp.
So no information about true ghosts and how to defend against them.
He just had a spit take. Drank water right as you said that, Bert.
If there is anything you want to pick up in town, you can do so. The bar will provide you with food and water for the trip, as well as grain for your horses. That's fine.
What do we think about maybe some torches or maybe a nice hooded lantern or something?
I think all of you have a light source.
Okay,
if you look under the equipment tab.
Lantern bullseye.
Yes.
I don't. So maybe that's why I
Yeah.
Who needs to see in the dark when you can swing recklessly?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm all for that. But the last time I stabbed you, you were rather nonplussed. So I'd like to not repeat that.
I mean, I
See,
learned my lessons. Stay
Given my
away from him.
experiences and dying like a bitch while being the party support caster, I have 250 gold to spend.
Oh, that's silver, not gold. but
Silver,
yeah.
silver. Yes, I have 250 silver to spend.
Mhm.
I'm going to be looking into some armor.
As a priest, you
Wait.
can wear armor,
Yes.
but you are limited to what kind of armor you can wear. Give me just a second.
Figured it's not really quite as clear on the little priest thingy because that only shows me one
Yeah.
table.
Weapon armor. You are forbidden the shedding of blood, so you can only use blunt weapons, and only missile weapons that are allowed is oil. You have no armor restrictions, however, so you can buy whatever armor you can afford.
Well, that's what armor could I afford?
Yeah, it's a small town, so the best that's available is chain.
How much does it cost?
Very, very much. Give me just a second here. Let's see. Tools of the trade, equipment. All right. So armor, chainmail is medium armor. It's actually not horrible. It's 50 silver pieces for chain.
That's happening then.
Okay. So chain gives you a reduction of 4. So if you get hit, the amount of damage you take is reduced by 4. But after the combat, anytime armor or weapon is used, there's a chance it degrades. So just under your inventory there, under equipment, just add in chainmail. The weight is 30. The weight will matter for movement costs. Cost 50, and the reduction is 4. Does anybody else want to buy anything of use?
Any chance we could get some? I know we've got our priest. Are healing potions a thing?
Magic in general is not a thing
Okay.
unless you're in a very
That's
cosmopolitan area.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I can buy as a magus that would be valuable, and also in this town.
Yeah, you cannot wear armor as a magus, just for right off the bat. Actually, you might be able to. Let me see if cloth has any kind of reduction. I don't think it does, but let me check.
Going to buy myself a Kevlar cloak.
Wouldn't that be useful? No, light is leather. So anything less than leather doesn't do anything, and you can't wear that.
Yeah.
The only weapon you can use is a staff or a dagger, although normally anyone can use any weapon, but if it's not something you're trained in, it's a die less, and you're already at a D4 as your base die. Damage in the SIG game is done by your class, not by the weapon.
And I already have a dagger anyway.
Yeah,
so.
You've got a regular dagger and you've got some throwing daggers because you're a bit better at throwing than you are at stabbing.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure what I can spend my money on. So
Yeah, not really much of anything that's going to help you in this. Food's taken
You
care of,
poor
water's taken
town.
care of. Somebody mentioned something about more lights. 3 of you have access to lanterns and oil. The knight does not.
So if somebody needs some money, pay me back later.
What's the interest rate?
It's friendly. None.
I've heard that before.
Well, I say we just move on ahead while we still have a little bit of bars left over from last night.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm just let's see, given my history with old school style systems, I need to buy a fair bit of oil and torches.
I mean, in theory, we all need 10-foot poles, and
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's also a valid point. How much does 10-foot pole cost?
Probably a silver for a decent one. Here, let me check real quick. We can figure out. I mean, just tell me what you want to get. Yeah, If you want to get a few 10-foot poles and some bags of oil, just say you got them. That's fine.
Yeah.
I might get a few more throwing daggers because I anticipate losing all of my spells immediately.
That's fine. Just write down how many. The big thing is the weight to keep track of because they do weigh.
Okay, and I'm not sure how much they would weigh because they're not actually on my equipment sheet.
They're not on your equipment sheet, right? Gotcha. So a dagger weighs a pound.
For the short bow, are we tracking?
And the throwing dagger is the same?
I don't track ammo, so don't worry about it.
Okay. How much does the 10-foot pole weigh?
10-foot pole. Let's see. £7.
7 pounds.
5 copper, but we don't worry about the cost just yet. So £7.
Okay, and bags of oil.
Oil, they're a pound a piece. They cost a silver a piece as well.
And you know what? Bags of salt.
Salt. Salt is actually fairly expensive, but you can get a 5-pound bag of salt.
Okay. I have no idea how equipment load works in this game.
It's just by pounds, and it affects your movement.
Yeah, but I have no idea what those thresholds are relative to anything.
75 pounds is a movement rate of 12, and then from there it goes down. So 76, you're at 9, 101, you're at 6.
Okay,
151, you're at 3.
So the major threshold, the point to pay attention to is 75.
75, yeah.
All right.
I'm a long ways away from that.
So how many bags of oil can I get?
It's up to you. They're a silver a bag. So
okay. Oh God, you have given me a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, your armor and your shield alone is 40 pounds of weight there, Mr. Knight.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was like, well, that's most of my weight limit.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be the party's mule, I take it?
You do have horses, so you can carry things there just fine. It's just what's on you at any time is the issue.
Yeah, because my weight's at like 21.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, I can get a shield, right?
Yes, you can.
Shield. What's that do?
It adds +2 to your armor's soak value, basically.
So
is that also degrading?
It also degrades, yeah.
It weighs what, 10 pounds?
Yeah.
How many silver?
Don't worry about the cost.
Okay.
You have more than enough silver to buy basic stuff like this. So after you guys load up, Viscount Blaine takes you to the old estate of Mistmoor. It lies 10 miles due west of the village. And it rises on a prominent hill with sheer sides on 3 sides. So that basically there's just one winding road up to the front of the estate. And here, he will bid you adieu. He makes you mark the passage back to the village. It is slightly off the more traveled road. And he says he can give you, within 2 days, the tax collector will return. And if he can't show some positive means of being able to pay the taxes, it is going to be difficult for him. So he will give you that 48 hours, that 2 days to return with what word you might. You can collect your 1,000 silver on the other end, no matter what you find or are able to do. That he bids you good hunting.
Okay.
More for the fact of more wealth being lost by, so we just go have a picnic for 2 days and come back.
Yeah, if you really wanted to do nothing, you could just do that. But you are tantalized by the possibility of a fortune simply laying there to be claimed. The only stipulation put on you is don't take anything that has their heraldry on it.
I can handle that.
Here's hoping they weren't the ones behind the mint, thus their heraldry isn't on all the coins. Yes.
We'll see what we see. Hey, you can always fix things with fire.
So on the map there, you guys will be approaching, this is only one way in through the frontier. It has a wall around it, not quite a castle. It's a low wall, but certainly fortifications. And the large doors that allowed entry are closed, but there is no bar keeping them that way.
Awfully trusting.
I hope that's the way.
Well, when Blaine and his men came here last, they were kind of in a hurry to get away. So
Yeah. I don't know. Undead sometimes do that.
Which way are we approaching from on the map?
So I'll ping it there. Do you guys see that?
Yep. And so the main estate's up here at like 24.
Well, there's several small buildings around you, but yeah, the main estate is 24 there. It's got a very large front area deck, if you will, to it. And then there's, this looks like it's a stable. And then you're not sure what the smaller buildings are, but this is definitely a stable on this side.
Moment. Whoever's controlling Roll20 might need to move the map a smidge. It's a wonderful black screen at the moment.
Yeah, that's the house. I figure as we start exploring it, Bert can cover things.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd almost propose we check out the smaller buildings in case we don't have anything wandering up behind us later.
Yes, that is a problem that often finds a way.
All right, well, let's do that then. Stable's right here.
Undeath finds a way.
The courtyard is overgrown with weed, grass, brambles, and trees. It has not been upkept. There was once a fountain here, still has a pool of mucky water in it, but it's no longer flowing. It is in just a general state of disrepair. The broad deck to the mansion here, this looks like it's not, it's wood. It is, some parts of it look rotten, other parts of it look like it's just fine. But the structure as a whole, 2 stories, stone and wood. The wood looks like it was treated, some insect damage, some weather damage, but in general looks like it's all in good condition. So again, you guys are coming in this way here. So yeah, just tell me what you want to do.
Let's go check out, at least poke our heads in the stable, make sure there's no one hiding in there.
Tie off our horses, if nothing else, so they don't go running off on us if there's spooky noises in the night.
That is not a terrible idea.
Okay. So you guys should be able to see a lot of that now. It's a carriage house as well as a stable.
Oh.
It has a dirt floor divided into many stalls up to the south. There's an old carriage in the middle of the north end gathering dust. There's a ladder that leads up to a loft that has moldy looking hay in it. And there's a door in the back area as well as a double door towards the front here. So it would lead out past the walls of the estate.
Yeah.
In case we need to run away immediately upon our head.
I already picture us loading that carriage up full of oil and sending it as in it like a mobile inferno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I only bought 10 pounds of oil this time.
Well, let's get our horses tied up in here. The doors to the outside, let's throw those open.
In case we need them.
And then I'll put my ear to this door inside here. See if I pick anything up on the inside.
Okay. You don't hear anything. The door itself, though, has gotten a bit of moisture and weathered, so you can see in there through like cracks. It looks like it's a small smithy. It also looks like the roof was damaged at some point because you see like a large tree trunk in the middle of the floor.
Perhaps they made their own horseshoes and wagon things.
Yeah, I'll throw the doors open and take a little look just to make sure.
And sure enough, it is a small smithy. The anvil rusted, but still probably quite usable. There's a small forge here that's been cold for a very long time, and debris, detritus, as a large limb of a tree crashed through the roof, landed on the floor here. So it's quite damp. Most of the tools and implements have rusted because of that.
Oh, nothing here. Do you want to check these other buildings? Which one do you want to do next?
I mean, there's one just to the south of us, it appears.
Are we going the wrong way and continuing to go to the right?
Yeah, like go counterclockwise, basically.
Yeah. Or breaking
Counter the correct way.
Yeah,
Yes.
breaking the rules.
Well,
clear.
So you guys are talking about this building here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that building looks like it might be a temple of some sort.
It is a mausoleum, you're absolutely sure. The stone steps leading up to it. It has the family crest, which you saw hanging over his bar. It has a stone slab door.
That is going to be
ornately
important.
carved, decorated with gargoyles. And you see that the door, you thought it was stone at first, but some of it is chipped. It has like a stone facade on it, but it's an iron door beneath.
Oh, fancy.
The lock that held it together, though, is broken.
Less fancy.
That could perhaps explain our nobleman's problem.
I mean, if there's ghosts, might as well check in the place where dead things go.
Yes, assuming that they are ghosts, they could be many other forms of undead.
I tell you what,
Well,
you're the
then,
priest. You go first.
Certainly. It is only fitting that a man of the cloth should enter the place of the dead and accordingly handle the anointing and such so that their rest may be ensured.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does creak as the hinges have gotten a bit of rust on them. Inside, it's the stone marbling. It's very brightly. This is the roof has not leaked in this. It's very, very well kept in here. There are little depressions, say about 5 feet up on the walls that look like they're meant to be filled with oil, and there's wicking material so that you could light it. Of course, they're all evaporated now. There's a large set of these marble stairs going down into what you would likely be a crypt. But on the walls, on little half foot squares, are names. And it seems to be the Mistmoor family. It starts, it's from floor to ceiling on the two side and rear walls. Nothing is on the wall with the door. And you see where there are a few that have been damaged over time, or perhaps broken by tools, but damaged, the names being scratched or broken off. And then it looks like it goes from left being the oldest to right being the newest, because you see that there are several empty spaces on the right wall.
Yeah, capacity.
So the priest, Alistair, has gone in, seeing all this. There isn't much light in here. The roof and everything is very seamless. There's no light coming in except for from the front door. But again, you see these little scooped areas on the wall where you're meant to fill them with oil and light.
This might be my first chance to lose a spell.
Well,
Perhaps I'll cast Detect Magic in here and see if there's anything interesting.
Okay.
Ooh.
oh no.
So you cast Detect Magic. If you'll read off what it will detect there, just click the little arrow that's next to the spell name.
Oh, there it is, all the way in the right. Places, people, or things, presence of magical spell or enchantment, magical items, or secretly placed charms may be discovered with the spell.
Nice. And roll a d6.
I get to add my learning, right?
Learning to it. Right.
All right, right. Cat, you're making life hard for me right now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Keep the spell.
Ooh.
Yeah. Keep the
I
spell.
did as good as I can possibly do.
Okay. There is nothing magical within your eyesight, although the stairs going down. Does it give you a duration? Does it tell you how long it lasts for?
It's not specific, no.
Okay. Then we'll say just as long as you're focusing on it, that will remain up.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to assume until something is distracting, I'll probably be
Sure.
doing that.
So you enter into the mausoleum as well. Sir Knight, Sir Thief. What are the two of you doing?
Maybe you can look for something useful in there, and I'll look out for things that are terrible out here.
I mean, if you want, sure. Doesn't sound like they're dead yet. So I guess if you want to keep watch, I'll go and see what can be pilfered.
Okay. So in this entry area, there's really nothing. I mean, the marble, the stone is probably worth something, but difficult to remove. But you do see the stone stairs descending into the crypt proper below you.
So, priest, you checked out down the stairs, right?
I have not yet descended into the crypts. I must perform the appropriate prayers and rites before entering a place of the dead.
Okay, that's gonna take a while. I'll go ahead and
Not very long, no.
Only simple, insert ameno, grasav, ameno.
I'll fire up my my lantern
Pecunia me, ameno.
and carefully proceed down the stairs.
Okay. It's cooler as you descend down, and you end up on a dirt floor. Along the right and left walls are niches. And again, the little half-foot square tiles are there with names. And you look at each of the niche. It looks like some of them have bones neatly arranged. Some of them merely have ash. Some have none.
Okay.
I'll probably follow him down because I don't have the same religious inhibitions. So
sure.
I don't see any. It's just one room, no further progress.
It stretches on down a corridor.
Okay. I'll slowly make my way down. I do want to keep my eye open for anything that might be valuable.
Sure.
Probably continue my detect
or just do the skill check roll.
Yeah. Got a 2.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it looks like grave goods are not interred with the family as you continue on, but the further back you go, you're noticing the older they are, and some of these tombs are a little bit larger than just small niches. As far as your magic, you're continuing on. You're not detecting anything, but it does require you to actually look. So you're looking into each of the niches as you're going back and forth. Nothing is showing magical as of yet.
Yeah. I assume, wherever he's looking for wealth, I'm looking for magic. Just, little things can stand out sometimes.
Okay.
Especially if you're dealing with like undead or something like that. Maybe there's something for them being, if that's the case.
Your priest has finished reciting something he saw off a cereal box that sounded like a good prayer, and this is now done. Now that there's no audience around.
Why do his prayers always start with high dextrose corn syrup?
Yeah.
Red number 7.
Yeah.
Praise
Red dye number 45 dextrose corn syrup.
Well, if I see everybody's heading down to the crypts, I'll follow along. I'm not going to be the jerk that just stays outside while you guys are in danger.
So you go in. Right now, there's only one bobbing light source. Only the thief lit a light.
The priest will light his lamp as well.
Okay.
And he's going, along. It's diabetes, ameno.
Exactly. Sir Knight, you get down, you join everyone else. You see
1 second. I gotta take my
crypt. Chuck, as you go further in, you start seeing that the oldest tombs do have some grave goods. Ooh. Not a lot. It looks like perhaps the women of the clan were interred with some of their jewelry. You're seeing some armbands of gold and silver adorned with a few gems here and there. Not too many of these, but you're seeing some.
Oh, I take them all.
Yeah, and as you start looting, all of you guys hear a creaking, slamming sound from up above.
What do you wanna bet? I just triggered a trap, and we're stuck in here.
I mean, I didn't do it.
Oh, let's just, yeah. Yeah.
It's
Everything
funny, I
seems
had this-
fine down here.
And
Like,
Oreos.
you're not feeling like any extra like air motion or feeling like anything really changed down here at all. It's just a loud crashing sound from above.
John, Sir Cromwell, was that any of you?
Oh, I'm feeling like I probably should have kept a lookout now.
You know,
So it wasn't you?
these things can only go so good. We're fine. Let's finish our stealing, and then we'll
Yeah,
go
Lucius,
see what's up at the
you've
store.
I think in your inventory you've got a
Yes.
couple of large sacks, so you're just throwing everything that glitters at you into the
Let us
sack.
reconsecrate the goods.
Why are you concentrating on my
He just wants to
goods?
put his hands on your sacks.
No,
That's
no,
all.
you leave my sack and my goods out of this. If I make some
Odd
coin, I'll share.
Twinkies and
And you're finding things like
clean mints.
ornate combs, brushes, armbands, necklaces. Nothing stamped with the Mistmoor
Good.
seal.
Yeah,
In
that would be
theory,
the
that's
only
all
thing
money.
I'm checking for is
Mhm.
if it doesn't have that, then it's going in the bag.
You find a small niche that has a
like that.
name there that doesn't have like its parentage. It's just a name, and it's very small. You get the idea that they'd interred one of the family pets in here, and there's a dog
Oh,
collar that's got an
Fido.
enormous sapphire on it.
Oh yeah, taking that.
I mean, that's still money.
But whatever happened, it doesn't seem to have influenced anything down here. And again, there are no branches. This just goes
Straight.
it went underground, and it's just a straight corridor, stone walls to the left and right, and it's a dirt floor and ceiling.
Okay. Well, once we get to the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I've stolen all I can steal, then I guess we can head back.
Okay. You go up the marble steps, and you come to a darkened room as the steel doors have been closed.
Yeah, yeah. Either someone
Oh,
trapped us in
well,
here, or
This
it was
was
trapped.
your job.
Well, I'm sorry. Next time you all enter a crypt, I'll make sure to just let you go all by yourselves.
Hey, listen. I would rather get jumped by some creepy crawly with you by my side any day of the week. I have no hard feelings here. Let's just get this door open.
All right, then.
Just giving you some shit.
That's fair. I understand.
Okay. As you saw when you entered, the doors are solid steel. And as you go to inspect it, they are so tight fitting that there's barely a gap of light around it at all showing in.
Did it open in? It opened in toward us, right?
It opened out.
Opened. Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Cromwell, just kick it real hard.
I mean, the lock was busted. Maybe there's something we can look at. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to kick it,
Yeah.
just go ahead and roll me damage. As a
Uh-huh.
warrior, you do a D10 damage.
Okay. So just go down to the 10.
Yeah. And you can, I don't believe you have a bonus. Oh, a 10. You do
Ooh.
rattle the doors enough to tell you that someone's dropped a bar on the other end. Likely not wood, probably a steel bar, as it just gives a little bit.
So we just need to lift something through there and just.
Yeah, you did bend the bar slightly because now it's bowed. The doors are bowed a little bit more light is coming out during the central seam. You had something small and thin, you could probably release the crossbar.
I mean, could I just reach my dagger through and pop it up? Or?
Yes. Well, you can reach your dagger through. It's slender enough, but it is a heavy steel bar. Do you want to risk damaging your dagger?
I could use one of my throwing daggers for that.
Okay. Okay, you do so. And then roll me the damage dice on your dagger. It's a D4. Okay, you're fine. You did not break your dagger. You hear the steel bar on the other end drop, ring off, and the doors fly open. Now not sealing properly as there's a big bulge in the middle with a size 12 footprint on the inside door.
It was like that when we got here. I swear it.
I mean, we didn't do that.
Well, I mean, at least that answers a question. We're not alone. And whatever's out there is smart enough. Whoever is out there is smart enough that they didn't pull shit until Cromwell came inside.
Clearly, they're messing with us, but they're not messing with us that hard.
Oh, the specters would have, if it were true specters, they would have defended their graves.
Well,
As you are contemplating this, you're hearing the whinny and whine of your horses, sounding like they're very fearful.
Horses.
Oh, I run over there. While I'm running over there, I'm getting my short bow out, but I'm running over there.
Okay. Yep, you run over just to see the last horse, probably your horse, Lucius, has snapped the harness and is running out the doors that you left opened. So they are running away from the grounds. You might be able to stop yours. It's the last one through the door. You want to see?
Yeah. I mean, my horse is the one that counts.
All right. So make me a skill check. If you have a bonus in your agility, you can add it to it. Okay.
Was that just a D6 plus that bonus?
Yes.
So that'll be a 6.
You made it. So you managed to grab the harness. And at first you're like, oh, great, no problem. I've got my horse under control. And then you notice that the harness starts to shred even as you're pulling it. And you grab another piece of the harness just to get it in check. So you've stopped your horse. Your horse is very panicked. But as you lay a hand on it, it begins to calm down a bit.
God damn it, Roach. What did you see?
So you're looking at the harness that came apart in your hand. And it looks like where it joins, it looks like it's worn and frayed, like it just aged or something. And it just got very brittle and tore. You look behind you and you see where you leashed the horses in. Same thing. The bits just gave way.
Okay.
Something spooked them and they were able to break their bonds and run away.
I blame Ghost. So I'm going to find a tree a little ways outside the grounds and I'll lash my horse to that.
Roll me a D6, please.
I got a 2.
A 2, which means that you are surprised and you are the only one that entered the barn. So as you're leaving, what you don't notice, coming down from that hayloft on a silken thread is an enormous spider that is going to attempt to land on you before you leave the barn. So it is going to make an attack. Okay, what is your defense?
11.
11, so it does in fact hit you. Okay. Okay, D6. So it's going to be 4 points of damage. How much reduction do you have from armor?
Where is that?
Look under your inventory, your equipment list.
2.
So take 2 points of lifeblood away. So under your max and actual, drop it by 2. And now make me a save as it envenoms you.
Ooh, success.
Okay. Very nice. So you feel that kind of cold going through your blood as the bite isn't so bad, but then you feel it injecting something into you. And the thing is large. It's like the size of a sizable dog landed on your back, knocking you to the ground or just stumbling a bit. What do you do?
I try and leap back and get out of its immediate bite range and loose an arrow at it.
Okay, so let's roll initiative. Just you and the spider for right now, and it's just a D6. Nothing other special, and we do it by side. So on your turn, you can yell out for them, and they can do things if they want. But there's not anyone really close to you.
I got a 3.
So, and I got a 3. It is simultaneous.
Okay. Yeah. Leaping back.
All right, so it's going to attempt to bite again, and it's on your back. And you want to do what?
I want to try and get away from it. Whether if it's holding on, try and break away or just move away.
Okay. Well, it's going to get to attack regardless, so it's going to roll there. 17 is still going to hit you. You already defended against the poison, so that's fine. And 3 points of damage this time.
So I'll take 1.
And if you want to try and get away from it, go ahead and make me a skill test, adding any might bonus you have.
I do not have might, so just a D6.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Okay, you managed to grab one of its legs and hurl it from you, so that now you're not in combat with it. That's your attack. You can move away. Anything else you're doing?
Just yelling like, oh shit, big bug, big fucking bug.
Okay, you guys all hear that, so this will happen on your side's turn. How do you want to respond to that?
Time to burn the bar down to the ground.
We have the oil.
Call me old-fashioned, but I'm just going to sally forth.
Sure.
All right.
Knight's going to run in. We're going to say it's going to take all your movement to get there. So once we have rolled initiative, it stays static for the rest of the encounter.
Okay.
So it's just going to be all tied initiative as 2 more spiders come down off the loft. So there are now 3 huge spiders. We'll say, Mr. Knight, you're there now.
I'll definitely follow, but not that closely.
Okay. So they are going to make attacks. I'm going to say, let's see here. Let's see there's one on each of you, since you're both going to be there now. The third one, we'll say even Chuck and odd Jeremy. So it's going to be 2 on Jeremy, 1 on Chuck.
Hooray.
Jeremy, what is your defense?
I don't think it's 18.
That's nice.
It's 11.
It's 11. So one of them hits you. So I rolled a 4 and a 14. Go ahead and make me a save.
Okay, save. Oh, there we go.
Just ask real quick, Bert. Is
Success.
my defense actually 0?
No, your defense should be equal to your fortitude plus level.
Oh,
so it should be 10.
Fortitude. So that should be a little higher for most of us.
Oh yeah. So it's fortitude plus level, then I'd be at 17.
Oh.
Unless I have something that gives me minuses.
We're level 3, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That means minus 13.
I still get hit though, regardless.
Yep. You did make the save though.
That was 2 attacks, right? So it was a 4 and a 14.
So it missed.
A 4 and a 14. Yeah, right. So it missed. You are correct.
Yeah, I'm advocating for the home team here.
No, you're good. Let me check something again real quick, because I think I put all of that in right, but I could be wrong. I was pretty sure it is off fortitude, but let me just make sure.
Okay. Because my defense was 0, and I'm like, I'm going to die.
Defense. Here we go. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so its base is 10. Then you add learning, agility, and insight. Whatever those 3 modifiers are, increase your defense.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
it's your lifeblood that I was thinking of. Lifeblood is your fortitude plus level.
Okay, that makes
Lifeblood.
sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So the more agile you are, the smarter you are, the more insightful you are, make it harder for you to be hit.
I have modifiers in agility, learn, and insight specifically.
Yep.
Nice.
So that 14 does hit you then.
And I have 6 soak.
You have 6 soak, so you don't take any damage. Your armor takes it all, and you are fine with the poison since you succeed. That's what the spiders are. The other spider is coming after Chuck's character. Let's see what happens there. It misses, I believe.
Yes.
What's your defense? Your defense is at least 10. So
it's 11. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you 2 doing? You're in the thick of it. You're in melee now.
I loose an arrow.
Okay.
This spider that's in front of me, is it holding on?
No,
it's not. Okay.
No.
I back up and I loose an arrow.
Yeah, go ahead and make the attack.
Okay.
You should be able to just roll the button next to your weapon.
Yeah.
Or okay, so what it does is you may have advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
So if you don't have anything, you use the number that's on the left, right?
So 7
is going to miss.
Okay.
Jeremy?
So it looks like there's a thing. I guess I get 2 attacks. I'll use both of those. So I'll do my longsword attempt number 1. I don't have any modifier. A 9?
Yeah, it'll miss.
Okay. Well, then I'll do swing number 2.
Oof.
Ooh.
Also a miss. 2 whiffs.
Oh, if it's all
Back
the
and
same,
forth.
I'll throw a dagger in there.
Okay, now here's the thing about throwing into a melee. Now, the one on Chuck's isn't in melee with him since he stepped back and shot. So you could throw a dagger at that one just fine.
Perfect.
But the 2 that are on the knight, you can throw into a melee, but it's random who it hits.
Oh, it's not even like a miss might hit your ally.
Nope,
It's just
it is
purely
random. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, I'll throw for the one at Chuck who's not in melee.
Sure.
That did not work. Just a D20 plus agility.
Yeah, it should be a D20 plus 1 for you for a thrown dagger.
Okay.
So like the little die symbol next to your weapon didn't work?
It gave me an error.
Okay.
Oh.
Huh. All right. Well, 9 misses.
We are on fire this combat.
Yes, we are. We're
We're going to roll over
nailing it.
10 at some point.
No.
Are we?
Sure.
Okay. So that's round. Next round, what's our priest doing? You're the only one that stayed in the background. Anything you want to do?
Let's see.
Don't die.
Oh, never mind. Okay, damn. I was looking at the purify food and drink, and I'm just sitting there. It's like, can I purify the venom inside of the? No, but you can drink it.
If somebody put the venom in a glass, you certainly could, but once it's injected, it's not food or water.
So I wasn't thinking of it injected. I was thinking inside of the spider.
No.
Okay. I figured not, but I thought I might as well ask. So he's going to come up. He's going to look at the things. There's spiders in the. You know what he's going to do? He's going to pull out one of these sacks of oil he's gotten, and he is going to begin anointing the stables.
The stables. Okay.
Around yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Looking into the door, you can see that your horses are no longer in there. So, well, no, one horse is in there.
Mine is.
Yeah.
Yours ran back into the stables?
I caught it before it escaped.
He caught it before it went out.
Oh, shit.
But
I thought you tied it to a tree elsewhere.
I was
going to.
He didn't make it out the door.
Oh, shit.
All right. So next round, there's still only 2 of them right up there with it. So the extra spider this time will be even odd again. This time, it's still odd. So Jeremy, still 2 on you, but you've got the armor. Honestly, they can't really damage you. So yeah, I'll roll it, but their little teeth aren't good enough to get through your armor. And they miss anyway. And the one is going after you, Chuck. Ooh, that'll hit.
Yeah, that's
no.
5. So you take 2 off that. So 3 more points of damage. How are you doing?
I am 7 of 13.
Okay. Yeah, they're by inches biting back and forth. Right. So
I mean,
you 2 in the melee
damage.
What are you guys doing?
I pull out my short sword and I swing.
All right, go for it.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Oh, I forgot. So yeah, we're using an escalation die in this as well. But it's not going to help you here. So it's going to start off at a 1. It'll go through 6 and then back down again. So that's going to make it a 2 for you. So it still misses.
It's better than a 1.
All right, Jeremy.
Okay, set a modifier of 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That hits.
All right.
11 points of damage. Just how does that spider die?
Well, there's the one that was already upon me. He was trying to bite out my neck, and I just skewer it with the first attack. And then I'm going to try and do a double penetration, you see. Just try and get both spiders on there.
As you should.
Roasting them?
There's one thing so Cromwell believes.
Oh, wow.
It's double penetration.
So you kill 2.
Just go
Leaving just one spider that is in melee, though, because Lucius did engage it with a sword. Sorry, dagger thrower.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do?
I don't have any other offensive capabilities, and I have no armor.
Okay.
Just throw it, man. Like,
just throw
only
it.
50% chance it's going to hit me.
Even odds.
All right.
That's only if he hits.
Sure. Let's do it anyways.
Wait.
Here comes the crit.
I wish I knew why my macro thing didn't work. Oh, stop it. My character sheet keeps going down to the bottom right over the dice.
I'm afraid I can't look.
13. Okay. What's your defense, Chuck?
11.
Okay, so it could in fact hit either one of you. So let's just do even odd. We'll leave it in Chuck's hands. Roll an even die, an even face die. We'll say even hits you, odd hits the spider.
Oh, God. I'll roll a d4.
No.
Hits you.
It hits me.
So let's have the damage, Dan. You do a d4 damage.
I apologize in advance because this is probably going to be good for 4.
Roll high. Roll real high.
1.
Nice.
Okay, so your armor takes care of it.
Nice.
Oops.
The spider, not
Alistair
me.
has gone through 1 bag of oil, dousing the outside
It was close.
and walls with the oil. So that's happened. There is 1 spider left. And since it's simultaneous, I'm just going to go ahead and roll it. It is the one that was on Chuck, so it's going to keep pressing on you, Chuck. It misses.
Good. I swing right back.
Right, go for it. Its escalation die is +2 now, so you get a +2. A 10 still would have missed you. That hits.
Yes.
5 points of damage. You kill it. You kill the spider.
Yes.
And I helped.
Right. This is when you all notice that your clergyman is something of a firebug, as he has now soaked thoroughly the wood around the outside of the barn and stables.
What the fuck are you doing, man? We were in there.
He was ready to kill us all, I think.
Things weren't that bad yet.
Oh, the foul creatures must be driven out.
My horse is in there. Please, he's an asshole, but he doesn't deserve that.
Plus, there was a perfectly good carriage in there.
I'm going to go tie my horse up to a tree outside.
Maybe haul that carriage out with it in case we need to put wealth in it.
I'll let you do that while I go tie my horse up.
I don't think I can haul the carriage out. I think we need to probably have the horse do it, but
No, he's been through
Actually,
enough.
if you look at it, it seems to be in good repair, and there is still some like a bucket you pull the top off of, and there's still like a large amount of axle grease, which is at this point lard and fat. Yeah, I mean, if you want to slather down the axle, it will actually move quite easily.
We'll slather down the axle like a little Debbie factory, and we'll. The priest
with a couple of you doing it, you pull out this, you pull it out, and once it actually hits the sunlight, it's actually really nice. It's black lacquered, several layers of wax. At one time, it was well cared for, and while it's collected some dust, it still seems to be in fine shape. The inside, the crushed fabric is still very soft, hasn't molded, surprisingly.
I mean, this might be our treasure right here.
Yeah, this is very nice.
Let me guess, it has the family crest on it, though.
It does have the family crest on the door.
We can fix that. I mean,
just remove that door.
The door fell off.
I forgot to grab a chisel.
Wow, we
I got
can
a
pop that
crowbar.
off
We
and
just
throw
take
it
the
in
whole
the
door
burning
off. Just
barn.
pop the hinges off. We're good. How many horses do we think it would take to pull this thing?
It's actually designed really well. It has leather straps as kind of a shock device. It actually doesn't take much. I mean, a single horse could probably do it. Two looks like what it's made for, though, or a
Okay.
team of 2 to 4.
I guess we might have to chase down our horses, but
You have fun with that. Priest, before you do anything, let me get some of that healing.
yes. Little Debbie, Twinkie, Oreo.
We're even crossing brands here.
I do like Twinkies and Oreos, so I ain't going to say shit. I'll just take the healing. Thank you very much, kind sir.
6 points of healing. That's all I can do.
That's not bad.
That's up.
I
am just throwing as many snack food brands as I can. As many brands fans.
I wish Hostess Foods actually healed me that effectively.
No.
It's a cereal-based clergy.
Oh.
Just how it is.
I'm gonna be honest. At this point, I think it's a snack cake-based
I
clergy.
mean, I gotta say, Oreos are pretty great. That's a cereal.
I was just thinking of Oreos as in the cookie.
So
I don't know, but
since
there's a cereal too.
I took damage. That mean my
They give me heartburn.
armor degrades?
Yes. Now let's do that real quick. Everybody that took damage. So both of you guys took damage. Degrading armor is. Let's see.
Did it even get? Does it count as taking damage if it doesn't get through his armor?
Yeah, because
It
it
did
took
get
the
hit,
damage.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took the damage. So your armor drops by 1. It does 1 less reduction until you can spend some time to repair it.
Okay.
So there's no chance in that. It just
Nope, not for armor. Your weapons, however, you can take a camp action, by the way, and you can repair it yourself, but it does take a while. So that's a camp action, just so you know that you can do it. But your degrading weapons are a different thing. Roll the damage die for your weapon. So Chuck, it's a D6 for you. For both your weapons, Chuck, you use both your bow and your sword.
Both of them, yeah.
And it's a D10 for you, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you roll a 1 or a 2, which Chuck's fine.
Yeah.
I got 3.
You're fine.
Can I
If you did
recover
roll a
my-
1 or a 2, the amount of damage the weapon does degrade. So like the D10 will be dropped to a D8, a D6 will be dropped to a D4 until you can get it repaired.
Can I recover my throwing daggers, or are they considered lost? Or
I would say same thing. You used it, so you can go pick it up and then see if it's still usable or not. With a D4, if it degrades, it's just no good. So fine. Yeah, both of yours are fine.
I like that system. That's nice for the armor and the weapons.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, 2 exciting things in less than an hour of being here.
Well, I do want to throw out there that I don't think the spiders are smart enough to put a metal bar across the door. Priest, I heard a rumor once, and I don't know if it's true. Are ghosts allowed to touch iron?
Well, let's see if the priest knows. Watch as
you
I
guys
roll
can
a 1
both-
and get the wrong answer and think it's right.
You roll a D6, and then Dan, if you want to roll your lore skill.
I sure do.
I rolled a 3. I don't
No
think
idea.
I know.
No idea.
And it's just plus my learning.
No, it's plus the skill bonus you get, which is a 2, I believe, for your.
Okay, 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah. 6? Actually, you do know the answer to that. A true ghost cannot interact with physical objects, but there are types of undead that could, but a ghost cannot.
Well,
All right. Well, that rules out something then.
right. If it can touch the bar, hopefully my arrows can touch it.
That checks out.
Power of Isle 6 tells me that it could not touch the bar if it were truly a spirit.
Did you just wait for him to give that information and just gave it in a more dramatic fashion? Is that what you're about, Priest?
I think that's what happened.
Well, let's go take a look at at the front of the crypt.
So you're checking out what?
Yeah, I want to see if there's any sign of tracks or anything for who put that bar there.
That's a good one. Anyone doing that, roll me your skill check die, D6. Probably, I would say go ahead and add in your insight to this as well.
Fuck, I got a button.
I might go for that since I know it. Ah, damn it. Why is my
That does mean if you have a negative insight, it does negatively affect.
Hold on 1 second. Let me try and see if I'm doing one thing here. Maybe having not parentheses on my character's name has screwed up my sheet.
I got parentheses in mine.
I had curly braces.
Just messing with the natural order of things, Dan.
I was, and actually that messed it up, having curly braces in my character name.
All right.
That'd be a 5 with the +1, but
okay. You do not see any tracks.
Well, either we suck at looking, or it's some other kind of ghost that can fucking touch shit. Let's check out these other 2 buildings, because if they closed the door after Cromwell went in, they got to be close, right?
You'd think so. I mean, they went from here to probably the horses.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that could have been the spiders.
I mean, that could have been the spiders.
Could easily have been the spiders.
I mean, the
yes.
stuff, my brittle, it was like worn out. Like I didn't see cuts or anything. So like maybe if it's a spooky ghost or something like that, it made my brittle like the shit age a lot. Or it could have just been like I am really lazy about keeping that shit.
I'd agree with you.
Perhaps, as is in the powers of the magic of Isle 6, the thing could have been rotted by a dark practitioner of the snack cakes.
Actually, Lucius, roll me another skill test.
D6?
With your intuition.
Okay. Just, I got a natural 6, so.
Acid would do that too.
Spiders. Do spiders make acid?
You don't feel like that's what you were being bit with. It felt like it was cold in your blood, but I mean, acid would have definitely done more damage. But you know, that weathering effect on natural leather like that could be done by acid. You know, you've worked with acid, being a
somebody's screwing with us. I think.
I do.
And it's not even me.
Yeah, this is some real. Someone's working hard at making this stuff seem spooky. The door slamming shut, it was just an iron bar, and if they're just throwing acid at our horses, that's very rude, and I'm gonna have to like call the animal control or some shit. I don't know. But it's
or just kick them squarely in the jimmy.
I like that.
Yeah.
So if you check out the lower right building, the one that says 21 on it, it was just a shed filled with equipment, shovels, ropes, ladders, that sort of thing. Most of it is beyond useful now, as it was not weatherproofed. Most of it has gone badly damaged from time and wear.
Anything not?
There's a wheelbarrow that looks like it could still be useful.
I'll pull that out like, hey, it's something.
Yeah.
We could use it to haul stuff to the carriage.
It will.
Yes, indeed, for the glory of the stack cakes.
Yeah. So you've got a wooden wheelbarrow. It's got a wooden spoked wheel that seems to be fine.
All right.
Okay.
Let's check out the other one, guys.
After that,
Go to the next one up. Okay. So this one is the chapel. It's a stone building. It's covered with climbing ivy. Even the door is barely visible beneath the vines. So, you know, you have to spend some time pulling all that stuff off.
Can I take a look around the outside to see if there's another way someone could get in or out of it?
You can do that. Yes. Go ahead and make me a skills check. Again, intuition. Anyone else that wants to kind of inspect the area before you start hacking away, go ahead.
I got a 4.
Seems like a good idea. So just a D6.
Plus
there's
your
a skill
insight.
check thing.
Yeah,
I
skill
don't
check
have
button
insight.
with insight.
They're coming in and out in a hurry. They certainly aren't breaking through all that ivy.
That'd be a D6 for me. I just hit the D6 button. I thought it might prompt me for a
Sure.
thing. But
Anybody get at least a 4?
I got a 4. Dan got a 5.
I
Okay.
got 6 technically.
Oh,
Well,
6.
you don't find any other way in, but before you start carving away at all the ivy on the door, you notice that some of the ivy has been recently removed in a way that it's not immediately obvious, but you could squeeze through the door with just those strands being removed.
I could do it. Let's tear this shit down, because I ain't squeezing through there if there's someone on the other side.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yes, we take this place, Oreo, Nabisco.
Nabisco. Oh my God. Copyright Defenders of Cobalt.
You guys pull down the rest of the ivy, making the
Chuck, do I need to stop?
No, it's fine, man.
stone doors easier to open. And inside is a very small chapel. There's an altar in the back. Again, this was a very well sealed room, so weather hasn't damaged things. Again, it's this beautiful white with pink veined marble that was used in here. The altar looks pristine in the very back. And again, there's these little niches that have been carved to fill with oil. But you don't really see anything else other than the altar. There's actually not even any places to sit. Like someone would likely bring in a small pillow or cushion to kneel on while they're in here. It's just a large open space with an altar towards the very back. Mr. Priestman, go ahead and make me a skill check, and you can add to this. Let's see what would pass for religion in this. Probably add me learning to this if you've got a
Learning.
modifier for learning.
0. So I'm rolling a d6.
Yes.
3 again.
All right. You have no idea who the altar's dedicated to.
Well,
Priest, it's better if you don't know who it's devoted to, because we're about to desecrate the shit out of this place.
Yes, it would seem in this place it could be to the dark gods of Aisle 7, the Lay's potato chips, and the Pringles.
I mean, I like
that checks
Pringles,
out.
but okay. I'm going to go start looking around that altar.
blasphemer.
I mean, I do
There's-
understand it's the Lord of Temptation. You can never have just one.
Yeah.
There is a bleached white, pristine white cloth that covers the altar itself. If you move that aside, it displays an image of whatever the god is here. Only the priest had any real chance of figuring this
that's
out.
fine. I don't want to try and figure it out.
But you notice if you go around the back of the altar, like where a priest would stand, there's a few cubby holes into the altar, and there's some scrolls in there.
I'll pull them out. I'll toss them to Mango.
Okay. Mango, they are spell scrolls, but they are of the priestly variety.
So maybe I'll hand them over to John then.
Yep. So, John, there are 3 spells which you can cast right off the scrolls. Protection from Violence, it's a level 1 spell.
Action for violence, level 1 spell.
Yep. Bless or Curse, as they can be reversed. And Find Traps.
Oh, nice.
Not bad.
Bless/curse scroll at find traps scroll. There we go.
Yep. And likely, Alistair, you feel slightly uneasy in this altar, this area, this chapel, this dedicated region, because you don't see an offering box anywhere.
Hold that shit. I knocked the altar over.
Okay. It is a solid piece of marble. You go to push it, and it's very. It's not part of the floor, but it is incredibly heavy.
Well,
Does not seem to be hollow.
I give it a very half-hearted try and then give up.
No, this, our horses and all. Let's double team this thing.
You got it, buddy.
All right. Do either of you guys have a strength bonus?
No.
Okay, so between the two of you, basically makes a bonus of 1. The two of you are not strong enough to flip it over, although you're strong enough to notice that it is not bound to the floor. It can be flipped over. You're just not strong enough to do it.
Yeah. Well,
One more person could. One more person helping you might. 2 more would be better.
I mean, it can slide. Does it look like it slides?
Well, the shortage of Twinkies tells me I have my desecration of this is not of my concern. As you know, Twinkies are an offering food that keeps forever and is never removed from the place of worship.
so are you going to help us?
So
knock
yes,
this
the
thing over?
priest will help.
Okay. How about you, Dan? Is Mango going to help?
I mean, if they ask nicely, I might. I mean, pushing things is not really my job description.
Come on, man. It'll be fun.
Okay, but I mean, like, you're not going to be able to tell I'm doing anything.
It's like a bit of team building.
It is.
Yeah,
like,
it's basically for every 2 people, if you don't have a bonus, will account for a +1. So between all 4 of you is a +2, and that's kind of what's needed here.
So we just
you
need
are
to push
able,
it, move it away, see if there's anything under the
yeah,
altar.
just knock it over.
so between all of you, you're able to slide it across the floor. Luckily, the floor is very smooth and highly polished, but it takes all of you to do it. And there is, in fact, a small niche below it.
Is it filled with Pringles cans?
It's not a passage. It's just a small niche in which is highly polished bones. And what you could only expect is some kind of holy symbol. So the altar was consecrated, Alistair, you would know this.
Yeah.
These are likely the bones of someone in the religion that was very prominent.
So-
They're probably holy. They're probably...
Now that we have a holy symbol to go with things and not just random accoutrements, can I try to figure it out?
You can try again, yes. And
Okay.
actually, now that you have a symbol, all of you can try. It's just a skill check, not insight, just a flat skill check. Did you get it?
Yes.
Do we even need to?
Only if you think you might be wrong.
Don't care.
Okay.
Priest, what'd you find?
It's a close one. If I get my
Heard what I
modifier on
find.
it,
So
it's
it's a church that is little seen anymore. It is to a goddess that was very much on the good side of things. Very much preach the, help one another. It's all about her purview was light and the sea, as well as bountiful harvests. It looks like the Mistmoors were dedicated to this goddess.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
In which case, I am going to do a cursory rite involving the dribbling of a little bit of consecrating oil and a
High
little bit of
fructose
salt.
corn syrup.
High fructose corn syrup, and I'm pretty certain that instead of salt at this point, it's just powdered sugar. 5
Monosodium glutamate.
monosodium glutamate.
That's right. And do we owe this place some oops? It sounds like.
onto
Up to you.
the body.
Again, you're not necessarily nice people, so
Yeah, I don't give a shit. There's nothing worthwhile. There's no one in here. Let's go check out the house.
Mm-hmm.
This
Okay.
place would be
Medium
safe.
oops. Medium oops.
Yes. This is not dedicated to the followers of the wicked Pringles or the foul Kellogg's. This is a good place.
So
though
you
it is
pass the fountain on the way to the porch here, and again, you notice that it still has a little bit of water in it, but it's no longer functioning, overgrown with weeds and ivy. You go up to the porch. Its wood stands about 2.5 feet above the ground level of the garden. That's what you see. It's got a lot of ivy growing up to it, but it's far enough up off the ground that it hasn't covered it particularly well.
You said there's a porch. I want to use my lantern and peer underneath the porch real quick.
All right, I'll give you this one because you did a specific action, which is very old school.
Yeah.
In fact, the back area of the porch does not jut up against the wall of the building, which makes a crawl space that lies under the house itself.
Oh,
We don't want to go in through the front door. We can shimmy down there.
I mean,
there should be maybe some kind of opening up inside, or if they've got treasure hidden, maybe they just hid it in the crawl space.
in particular, if there's people screwing with us, they're probably gonna go this way too.
Can I take a look at the windows and doors in this area and see any sign of recent use?
Yes. Here, I will kind of show you a little bit into the room because, again, there's not a lot of light. So
Yeah.
you can't see very far into the house. So here, that's a window. Can't see through the door. So really the only window you can see in is the one right over here in 13. So looking in through that window, you see it's a kitchen. And you do see rats moving about the cookware, scurrying about the cupboards.
Well, there's rats. I mean,
That
That's
means there is
something.
food.
well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they wouldn't be there this long unless there was a ready supply of food.
Yes, that means there is food. Perhaps there is yet the presence of the snack cakes.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay. But anyway, do I see anything else on any other possible entrance or exits?
So the entrance right here. So there's two entrances, two doors on this porch. You've got one here and you've got one here. Neither one of them have windows that you can see in through. This one has obviously been opened very recently. By the Viscount's description, that's probably how they went in.
Yeah.
This one looks like it hasn't been opened in quite some time as the wood has swollen. It would be very difficult to open, you think, and it doesn't show like it's been forced recently.
Okay. Well, do we want to go in the door they went through, or should we shimmy in through the,
I mean,
crawl space?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not terribly great at shimmying.
That's
This
fair.
is clad in armor.
Yeah, the crawl spaces, it varies, but from 1 to 3 feet high. So it would be shimmying.
I could make it. I've done it before, breaking into places, but yeah, I dig that you can't. So why don't you go boot that front door? They're gonna, or we could try and force this window open. Well, you're still not gonna. Climbing through a window is gonna suck for you.
Well, I'd rather climb through a window than shimmy. But if you want me to bust the door, busting does make me feel good.
This door right here, again, doesn't look like there'd be much busting involved. It looks like it's already been opened recently, and it's not quite all the way closed. This one, though, the wood swollen on its hinges probably would be difficult. Or someone wants you to make you think that it would be difficult. Hard to tell at this point.
I'll give that one just a jiggle of handles.
It's swollen in the frame. Yeah.
So here's the plan. We go in through those doors. We pop the hinges. We take the doors off. That way they can't lock us inside again.
Yes, I approve of this plan.
All right.
Fantastic planning.
Who wants to go in first?
Well, I don't want to, but I'll do it.
Not it.
I like that thought.
Okay, so the door opens easily. The hinges do squeak a bit. You take the time to pull the hinges off and just kind of lay the doors aside.
Yeah.
So this is the Great Hall, sparsely furnished, has very high ceilings, and there's a balcony running around the inner walls about 15 feet up. There are footprints that lead back and forth between the wide northeast corridor. So on the map, this corridor here. And the stairs along the south wall. So stairs here. There's a large portrait of the first Viscount of Mistmoor hanging over the fireplace. And again, you can kind of see the family resemblance.
That's on an exterior wall?
What is? Sorry.
That portrait?
It is against that wall there. So these pillars that you're seeing, again, it's all holding up like a balcony above you 15 feet. Likely where these stairs go.
I want to creep over to that northeast passageway.
Mm-hmm.
Take a peek down it.
Who is holding lights at this point? So what I've shown you is how far the light comes into the room.
I have my lantern out.
You've got
Priest
a
has
lantern out.
lantern out.
Priest has lantern out. So, Lucius, you see a long corridor, several doors along it, branches there. It looks like at the very end, you can see the bottom part of a stairwell there.
Can I make out where these footprints are going?
It seems to go down the passageway here and to the stair here.
So both of them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make my way underneath the balcony to that portrait, and I want to pull that portrait off the wall.
You do so. It's a very well done portrait. It's got some age to it. The paint is it's old, it's dried, but it's still a nice work of art.
Nothing behind it.
Nothing behind it.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. I'll make my way relatively quietly to the group, and I'm like, all right. So they're going up these stairs here. And that hallway there, there's a side hallway that splits off that I can see prints going into. And at the far end, it looks like there's stairs going up. So it looks like, you know, I mean, do we want to just cut to the chase and go upstairs?
Coco, what are you doing?
I don't know what your cat's doing, man.
They'll take us up to the east side, right? I'm all about moving on up there.
Right.
Moving on up.
I want to, before we move up these stairs here in the main lobby area, I do want to inspect these stairs, make sure there's no trick stairs or giveaways or traps or wires. Or
sure. That is a skill test, and you have a thief. This sounds like it would be firmly in the thieving skill category.
Yeah.
So you should have a bonus with that.
So I've got Thievery 2, advantage on saves for traps.
Thievery 2 means you'll add 2 to your skill check.
Okay, so D6 plus 2. So 6.
6. You do not believe the stair itself is trapped, but they are old. You don't know how well they will hold your weight, although the footprints seem to go straight up the middle without any incident.
All right. It looks safe. I'm gonna walk along the, the inside against the railing in case they give out.
Okay.
You know, the support beam should be going up along the wall. So.
Gotcha. All right. Pardon me for just a minute. I need to drop something in here.
I normally like to go first, but in a situation like this, it might be best if I take the rear so I don't ruin it for somebody else.
Yeah, I like that. Let me move ahead. You know, I'm sneaky and shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm just going to drop that in there. Give me a second. I didn't expect we would make it to the second level today, so I didn't put it in there. So I'm putting it in now.
Look at us.
We are
bypassing all your
Look
speed.
at you. Look at you.
Unintentionally, we're speed tonight.
That's what you can do with a 4-person party, man. Running 3 or 4 people is fun because it just goes by so quick.
And
Okay.
absolutely making the right decision.
So there you go, Chuck. So you come up to the landing, and of course you can see your friends down below. And there's this, this shaped corridor here. You can see, bringing your light up, there are several more corridors, several more rooms.
Are we right over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. So Chuck, you're right at the top of the stair here. There is a window that you can look down onto the lot below. And the strange thing about it is you didn't see this window from the outside.
Oh, does the window open?
Yes.
I'll open it.
Okay. It's got like a little stick that keeps it, out on its hinges from slamming closed. So you open it, get some fresh air moving up here.
Mage, do you remember seeing this window on the outside? Has it got something funky going on?
Detect magic.
You want to try and cast Detect Magic again? Go for it. Well, you don't try. You cast it, but let's see if you keep it. You keep
nice.
Good.
There is nothing magical about it, but it is clever. You notice that it has, especially now that you've opened it, it kind of moves the window at an angle. It has a coating on it that wasn't immediately apparent, but the coating is very similar to the outside stone coloring of the housing. So when this is closed, the coloring kind of reflects in the light, and it just looks like it's part of the stone.
Cleverly concealed.
Yes.
Well, with that,
Disappointingly not magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not magic.
well, at least we know that they've probably been watching us do whatever it is we're doing. Any sign of them, which direction them tracks go?
It looks like someone has cleaned up the tracks up here, as the floors don't have dust or debris. Someone's cleaned up this level.
Someone
I'll probably
swept.
keep my detect magic up again,
Until
Something
you say you're
interesting.
dropping it, doing something that is very active, or cast another spell, you can leave it up.
Okay. Yeah, I assume like combat or the things like
Yeah.
that. I'll screw it up, but yeah.
I'll move up to that first corner there and take a peek around.
Sure. So the other thing that's interesting up here, so now that you've got several light sources up, the walls on this balcony level are lined with portraits of the Mistmoor family members. Nearly all of them are stained with very ancient spatters of blood.
Is blood not red food coloring?
If you want to taste it and find out.
It's iron based. I don't know.
I feel like this falls under my religious purview.
I was just going to say, let's take every painting down as we go by it, because you could never trust a painting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look at each one, you take it out. So Lucius, you're taking one off the wall now, and this one is a very pretty dark-haired teenage girl with a raven perched on her shoulder. The portraits to either side of this one have been shredded beyond recognition, as if clawed by some wild animal. And as you're looking at this girl and you're taking the painting off, standing right next to you for just a moment, it's a dark-haired teenage girl. And then it's gone.
That was a fucking ghost. There was a ghost. She was right there. It's fucking
Did
ghost.
we all see it?
Nope. It was just Lucius. Lucius, the frame says Regine.
Regine, listen. Nothing personal here. I'm not disrespecting your painting. It's very pretty. I like your bird. It looks cool as shit. I'm just taking it down to make sure there's nothing hidden behind it, like, like creepers or crossbows or something like that. So,
Have you seen a spirit, young man?
I saw a goddamn ghost. Did you not hear me going on about a ghost? Like there was a ghost.
Yes.
There was a ghost of
You're
her.
certain it was a spirit?
I mean, what else could it be? I mean, like...
Yes.
I mean, paintings are known to be evil, but that's a whole nother level.
Yeah. So
all of you are walking over to where Lucius is, and you're...
Okay, so then anoint the painting with a little bit of holy soybean oil. And
hang on. Are you sure you want to be pissing off Regine before we get the job done? Like, I'm just saying, I don't know much about your priestly duties, but like sprinkling some spicy water on her before we get the job done could piss her off. And then we're fighting whoever the fuck is up here sweeping floors, along with the ghost of a teenage girl. And let me tell you, as a father of many bastard teenage girls, they're assholes. And I don't want to deal with that.
So all
good point.
Are gathered around now, and so you all notice that the two frames that are on either side of this one, which seems to be pristine, have been just torn and shredded. The name plaques are still visible. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was curious, like, as I look at it, I remember the man showed us his neck. Does the claw marks seem to match up with what had happened to him?
Being a warrior of some metal and training, no, those are dagger slashes. Old, given how the material around the puckered scars are done. This was done some time ago.
I mean, I didn't do it.
Both frames are labeled as Rebecca and Rivera. What little is left of the painting show two other teenage girls, very similar to the one that Chuck's holding, but their features have been destroyed slashes of a dagger.
I'm gonna set this painting down carefully against the banister. All right.
Just put a little line of monosodium glutamate around the painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 5 pounds of salt with you, so
Yeah, it shouldn't be hard to put a thin line of monosodium glutamate around that.
That's what you got to do. You fucking do it, because I don't know anything about this spooky shit.
I mean, let's be honest. Neither does the Twinkie priest, but
doesn't that mean something else? Like,
I have no idea if it means something else, Chuck. But at this point, this guy is ridiculous.
All right.
Irene, how dare?
Irene is cackling in the other room, so I now know it means something else. I'm not sure I want to.
All right. We got just a little bit left to go. Maybe enough for another room.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Anyway, I move up to that and I peer down the hallway. Do I see anything?
Which hallway? Ping it for me. That hallway. Okay. So you see that it again goes. There's another corridor, and there are several rooms along that corridor. There's 2 doors there.
God.
So 2 doors and another corridor. Why do I keep moving the whole thing? There we go.
God. I mean, what do you think, guys?
Someone braver than me should lead.
I'll lead because, in case it's a trap or some shit, I might stand a chance against it. I say, why don't we just go through this thing and check out room by room?
All right. Ping me the area you want to open.
I want to open this front door, this first door here.
30. Okay.
Okay.
And you're the one opening it.
I am the one opening it.
Not a leading question in the least. All right. So this is a bedroom. A woman's bedroom. The bed itself is conspicuously absent. The remaining furnishings are sparse but comfortable. There are star charts hung on the walls.
Mango, you need to get in here and look at some shit. Is that a fireplace I see?
It is a fireplace.
I want to go check out that fireplace. Make sure it's got a back, see if there's anything hiding up in the flue.
Yeah, star charts might be up my alley.
Okay. Sure.
Do-
So yeah,
do-
the star
do that
charts
one.
and looking around at the paraphernalia that's left here, the occupant of this room was obviously a woman, as there are brushes and combs and mirrors and the blouses and such that you would expect. But mingled throughout here are all kinds of artifacts that a mage would use in concoction of various spells and unguents and potions, as well as the star charts, which is very interesting to you.
Should I give the Forsaken Lord check or?
You can, and you also notice that near all these paraphernalia that's out is a wardrobe.
6.
Okay. Yes, it's looking at a particular grouping of stars, more and more fine detail in the region of space that she was looking at. What that means, you're not sure, but there was a particular thing that she was trying to examine. No books are left here, but there's at least a couple of gold worth of paraphernalia to a mage in here that you would find useful yourself.
Steal it.
You haven't dropped down your magical sight yet either, right?
I have not. No.
Okay, something is glowing inside of that wardrobe.
Oh. Someone go open that, but don't be careful.
Chuck, you're checking out the fireplace.
Yes.
Looks like a fireplace. Looks like at one time there were a great deal of pages, books maybe, burned in here. Long, long ago, though.
I'll pull out the paper, the charred remains. Priest or magic dude, do some of your fancy reading over here.
Fancy reading.
One thing at a time.
I don't find
There's
anything
something-
obscure about the structure of the fireplace.
The pages were so burned. There's just maybe a letter or two on it, but you do that. The fireplace itself, other than well made and sustained a lot of heat, like maybe even heat that's not natural for this kind of fireplace, as the stone has been reinforced. The iron grill,
hedge apple.
yeah. This burned hot. When it did burn, it burned very hot. Other than that, you're not really seeing anything.
Magical hot.
That fits. With
You're
the
not
magical.
you're not examining it, but yeah, that's the thing. But there is definitely something glowing inside of that inside of that clothing hutch there.
All right. I'll invite someone else.
What's in the hutch?
I'll open the
Cromwell,
damn
can you
hutch.
open that up first?
I'll open it up.
Or Lucius. Okay.
Okay. You open it up, and out falls a skeleton. The bones, long since dead, not animated. It was just pent up in the closet, falls out onto the floor.
Well,
But
I mean,
That's not what was magical, right?
No, you see it glowing. It is. It must be hidden behind the back wall of this closet. It's just peeking out to your magical senses.
if you say it's behind the back wall, I get my crowbar out, pry that fucker open.
Yep. You tear it open. Inside is a small box. There are potions inside.
Oh, shit. Look at you.
Would we know what kind of potions or?
That's what your lore would be good for. You can do on each. So if you fail some, so let's start with the first things you find. 2 potions that look similar. Go ahead and give me that lore check.
4?
4. They're healing potions. 2 of them.
Okay.
Next. 7. This one is also a healing potion, but strangely augmented. You feel like it might allow regeneration of certain tissues or just a very larger healing effect.
Okay.
There are also 2 more potions in here that are in metal vials.
Roll for them too, or
Yep, you
Okay.
can check.
8.
Okay,
Wow.
And 4.
these are something new.
They're
You
the same.
have not seen them before. It may be what she was working on. So until you've used one, you don't know what they do, but it's nothing common.
Okay.
Let's be honest. Whenever we decide to test this out, we're going to end up feeding it to the Twinkie priest, because if all he eats is freaking hosts of snack cakes and Little Debbie, anything that goes down his
Anything
gullet's going to get
cream-filled,
digested.
That's what, yeah.
And the last thing in here, below all the potion vials,
God.
is a blue gem, a blue jasper. It's engraved with a picture of a serpent. And that's glowing to you very strongly.
Oh.
You broke Irene again, Chuck.
I know.
Should I roll on it too, or
I can hear it from here.
Yeah, you can. And
Okay.
if you make it, I'll just tell you the gist of what it does
6?
for the sheet. Okay. Yeah, it is basically, it will help you in your poison saves. Adds +2 on saves versus poison if you've got it on your person.
Oh,
Awesome.
well,
Yep. But we're at time, a little bit over, guys. So we will cut it there. We'll return to this when we are able to on our schedules.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to come up. I'm just gonna end up with a list like posted on the shelf of all of these snack food brands and snack foods, just things I can reference as we go along.
So what we didn't get to do, because nobody rolled a crit, is when you crit with a weapon, the weapon gets infused with a bit of power and will eventually become magical. If you look at your experience, everybody actually has more experience than you need for 3rd level. It's because when you roll a crit, you may invest 100 of your own experience points into the weapon.
Mm.
Okay, so I gave you a little bit of extra experience in case that would come up, but it did not.
I like that.
Next time. I just want to put out, I'm off for the next week. So
Yeah. I intend to run some games next week, so maybe we'll return to this next week when
I
folks
would
are
be
able
down.
to.
all right.
Yeah.
For now, I just added those items to my inventory so we don't lose track of them.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Sounds good. So yeah, let's go ahead and end it there, guys. Chuck, you want us take us out?
Yeah, do we want to do plugs? You got anything scheduled on your stream this week, Bert?
I may have something tomorrow. It just depends whether or not I can get the 3 players or not. It would be Gamma World if we do it. If not, I may just have a last minute call to play something. But other than that, we are having our usual Tuesday first edition Dungeons and Dragons game, Friday BX Dungeons and Dragons. And next Sunday would normally be Shadowrun, so we'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
That's at twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder.
There we go.
Chuck.
Yeah, what do we got? I don't know if we're doing anything over in the Lollygaggers on Monday. Jeremy, do you remember?
Not sure. I'll be out of state, unfortunately,
okay.
so I'm not able to join.
Hi, Irene. Wednesday, we're scheduled to do some more Mutant Crawl Classics. We're going to be returning to Home for the Holodeath. Jeremy will be stepping out on that, and we'll have 2 Jeffs playing, so that'll be fun. Next Friday, I have no idea when New Year's Eve is. Is that next Friday? It is next Friday. We're scheduled for Shadowrun on New Year's Eve. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. I'll have to check with the players. But yeah, either I'll be on Bert's channel or I'll be here on DOK because I'd like to get in as much shit as I possibly can on this week that I've got off. I don't know. Anyone else got anything?
I have Irene's plugs.
Irene,
yes.
Plug some plugs.
Yes, hi. I am DM Irene. I appear sometimes on Defenders of Kobold. And you can find my stuff on my Twitter at DMIDB, or you can go on my itch.io at dmidb.itch.io, where you can buy things that I make there. That's all I got for now.
All right. Goodbye, Irene. Make sure you
Goodbye,
explain
everybody.
all the jokes.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all we got. So, I guess we'll sign off here. And until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and drink more alcohol than you should on New Year's Eve.
Good night, guys.
Do.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.